Leadership. Leadership is the quality which influences the people to do efforts willingly in achieving goals. Leadership is the art and skill of creating the desire in others for achieving goals. Characteristics of leadership. First is followers must be existing, then only leadership can be implemented. So existence of followers. Second is continuous process. As long as business unit exists, leader has to provide leadership. So it's a continuous process. Third is acceptance of leadership. There must be existence of leader as well as subordinate for leadership, and the subordinate must accept the leader. Fourth is creates formal and effective relationship. Formally, leader is the head of specific group, but informally, the leader can influence the people coming into his contact. Fifth is ideal personality. The leader must influence his subordinates by his behavior and nature. He is having inborn qualities, while some qualities are cultivated. Such a skillful person can only be a leader, so he must be an ideal person. Sixth is motivation. Leadership includes motivation to employees. Seventh is harmony of interest. Leadership brings harmony of interest among leader and his subordinate. Leadership becomes inefficient and useless if leader and his subordinate interests are at variance. Eighth is effect of situation. The success of leader depends on certain circumstances. If there is a change in situation, leader does not get the success. Qualities of a good leader. Physical quality, intellectual quality, and psychological qualities. Physical quality. Good health is the prime requirement of a good leader. Other than physical structure, attractive personality, cheerful nature will always inspire the subordinates. The leader should be healthy and should have the stamina to perform the work. Second is intellectual qualities. Intelligence is the first quality of a leader. This quality indicates mental ability, decision-making power, grasping power, attitude towards scientific approach of management, etc. A good leader should have the quality of elocution, calculative skill, knowledge of interrelationship, human skill, etc. Psychological qualities. Pleasant personality, zeal, courage, sense of cooperation, tact, interest in work, patience, affection, etc. are the qualities required in a good leader. Communication. One person passes clear information to another person so that the leader understands the objective of the communicator and acts on it. Communication is the process of exchange of words, letters, instructions, and opinion. Characteristics of communication. Goal-oriented process. The main objective of communication is not only the exchange of information but to achieve the objective. So special care is to be taken whether or not the receiver has understood the information as intended. Second is clear words and language. The words and language which is used in communication must be clear. It should not have double meaning. Third is two-way process. Communication is a two-way or bilateral process. Top manager sends the necessary information about objective, policy, methods and all to the bottom level management, while on the other hand necessary information in the form of report is received from middle and bottom level to the top management. Fourth, continuous process. Communication is again a continuous and permanent process. Fifth, many equipments. In recent time, to communicate, there are many equipments, oral or written message like telephone, fax, internet, mobile phone, SMS, telex, we can use it. Sixth is many types and methods. Internal communication, external communication, written communication, oral communication, or through sign. These are the methods. 7. Motivating activity. Due to communication, the understanding of job increases in the officer and employee, so they are motivated to work more. 8. Relation with administrative process. Communication mainly relates to the administrative of the unit and it collects information necessary to make right decision and for proper administration. 9. Human process. Communication is a human behavioral process. Whatever are the mediums of communication, but without the existence of human skill, communication does not take place. These are the methods of communication: oral, written, visual, audio, audiovisual and silence. Formal and informal communication. Formal communication depends on the structure of an organization and its rules and regulation and is implemented for the accomplishment of business objective. Characteristics of formal communication. In this system, superior and subordinates are formally related. Its a clear objective is control and coordination. This is generally in a written form. This system is accepted as policy of organization. It is based on organizational structure. This is formed for accomplishment of business objective and it is easy and clear to understand. Informal communication. Such communication is more flexible and simple because it depends on human relationship and friendship among employees of an organization. It can be explained orally or in a symbolic language. Now the characteristics of informal communication are: it is dependent on human relation, control or order is not required, it can be explained orally or symbolic language, then depends on friendly relationship, it is flexible and easy. In this communication, process is not important. It gives more coordination and credibility to organization. Informal communication is not supplementary but complementary to the formal communication. You can see the difference between formal and informal communication. Let us learn the barriers to effective communication. First is lack of planning. Sender can give wrong, unclear or incomplete information. If there is no planning in communication, success of any communication depends upon proper planning. Second, faulty translation. The work of middle level is to collect the message from top level and pass to the bottom level. Faulty translation of any message of middle level may affect the success of communication. Third, unclear messages. When words and sentences are arranged in an improper manner, it is called unclear message. This may happen many a time and the hidden values of information may go wrong. Sometimes the communication fails as valuable information is hidden and unclear. Fourth, unclear assumption. In some communication, the message is given on the basis of some assumption. If the assumption proves to be wrong, the effectiveness of communication is zero. Fifth, shortage of time. Sometimes the communication is so delayed that there is no sufficient time for adjustment or change. The importance of message remains only when it is delivered in time. Sixth, overburden in communication. A single employee, when overburdened in communication, fails to judge the important and valuable information, he may miss the important message. 7. Ignorance towards messages. Many employees are inattentive and careless regarding the messages. Many times they miss the important information that is valuable for them and the business unit. 8. Improper selection of media. Specific medium are selected to send and receive the information. If these mediums are not selected properly, then barriers to communicate are created. 9. Distress and fear. Past experience may create distress and fear among the employees. Under this situation, any communication undertaken may be ineffective. Measures to overcome the barriers of communication. It should be arranged as per organization structure. Message should be clear to understand. Proper selection of medium of communication. As it is a two-way process, so messages should flow in both the direction easily. Feeling of mutual trust and cooperation is must between two parties. Communication channel will not stop and delay. Communication should be fast. It should be goal-oriented. Proper broadcasting of information. Time to time evaluation of communication should be done. During the process of communication, sender should not have any personal interest in it.